Hey yo, what is up, my guys? Whoa, it's me, Amori Sky. Mori Sky, not Mori Sky, but Mori Sky. There's a comma in there. Anyways, hello, how are you? I'm doing well, or I'm alive. I'm having a day. I'm usually having a day. But yeah, I'm doing well because I got to go see some friends yesterday and it was really fun. And now I have to lock in an indescribable amount because I have work for the next multiple days, which should be fun. Yeah. Hi. Anyways, I want to talk about something that is incredibly prevalent to me and to just people in general. But it's insecurities. So now then, if you hadn't happened to notice at all, that I happen to be a young woman in this day and age where I'm of the particular demographic that kind of insecurities get really, really preyed on. And I have many. I have a lot. I'm I'd say a pretty insecure person. I balance a weird amount of insecurities and also confidence. Like I'm a very like sparkly and bright person. Like I don't know how else to describe it, but I have bright orange and pink hair. And I do carry myself with quite a bit of confidence. And I love glitter and sparkles, and I wear cool earrings, and I've got like glitter on my eyes. And I'm also like I'm friendly and confident, and massively insecure about my body is something that I struggle with. And my personality too. But there's it's weird that there's also certain things that used to bother me and I don't particularly care. And it's hard to talk about, but I want to. Is that one thing that I am very cautious about in terms of what people see is the fact that I have scars from self-harm. And I've spoken about self-harm on here before. And I always feel a bit nervous talking about it because it's like part of me wants to almost warn people going into any conversation about it. Like I have to put a like a trigger warning, but I also don't like the idea of having to put a trigger warning on my own experiences because it's like they're my experiences. This is just what I feel, and I just have I have a number of them, and they're not too visible on my arms. It's on my legs for the most part that are visible. Though I have one quite visible one still on my arm, but the rest it's mostly on my thighs, and it's fine most of the time because I don't tend to wear like super short skirts. But they're visible when I wear shorts, and they're visible in the summer, and it's weird. It's very weird because a massive, quite prevalent part of self-harm for me has always been that I never wanted people to know about it. And it's the I don't want people to find out because I don't want it to hurt them, and what they don't know that can't hurt them, as well as what they don't know they can't stop. It's kind of part of the thing. And I was clean for a very long time. I've struggled more so recently, so that's a different conversation. But for the most part, I have old scars. on my legs. And those I used to be very insecure about, and I wouldn't wear anything that would show them. And now I don't care, which is crazy to me. Like, I really seriously don't care. I care about newer stuff because that's a different conversation. My friends and family are aware I have old scars. They are. There's kind of nothing they can do about it. Like, if it's an old scar, what the fuck are you gonna do? These are like 5-6-year-old scars. There's gotta be a statute of limitations on that shit. Like, there's no use of anyone getting mad at old ones. It's the newer ones that are a problem. And oopsies, hello. I was walking around earlier today. I was in London and I was in Marylebone, which is a very different vibe than the area I'm usually in. But very, like, they're geographically nearby. Like, I like to walk through Camden because it's weird. I like to walk through a lot of different areas of London, but Marylebone is kind of a newer one for me. And it's very finance bro, button-up shirt, fancy, and kind of out of my price range, which is fine. It's not massively my vibe. I'm like, it was like nice to look around, but I'm like, okay. But I felt quite out of place, and it made me nervous that someone was gonna, I don't know, like try and call me out or something. Like, this is it felt like a crime to have my legs out, and not just because I had my legs out, but because that there were these visible scars on them. And I've not been insecure about my old scars in a long time, and something about being in that setting kind of set it off, and it made me think about them. I don't usually think about them because they're just a part of me. It was so weird. And I really do wonder what it's like for other people when they see my scars. Do they think about them? I don't see many. I really don't see many people with self-harm scars. Like, most of the time they're hidden. That's kind of just part of the thing. I know, like, a friend or two who have them. I have more who keep them hidden, but, like, it's been rare. It's genuinely only been, like, once where it's like I've organically known a friend and then found out they had scars and been like, oh. And it's weird. It's not really a conversation that you can organically have of, hey, I see what you got. I'm not trying to be weird, but I'm trying to communicate that I know. That I know. That I understand. And I cannot understand exactly what you have been through. But I have a feeling that it's not been that far off. Like, I just want to be able to communicate that. And not be weird about it. But that's very hard to do. So, it's not really a conversation I massively have. I have spoken with her, though, about it. Like, briefly. But, yeah. That's a hard one to have. And I just... No one really massively knows that that I've relapsed. That I still struggle with self-harm. No one in my family knows. I won't. It's not something I'm gonna tell them about. And part of it is that insecurity. And I don't I don't want them to know because it's I don't want to hurt them, but it's a private thing. Like, it's something that is mine, that what they don't know, they can't stop. And I don't want to romanticize or say literally anything about self-harm that paints it in a good light, because it's not. It's not. It gets romanticized so fucking, like, much, and it does drive me insane, because it is an addiction, and it sucks. And I wish desperately that I could go back in time and never start, or that I had some sort of power that would just heal every scar, that this wasn't something that I would carry, that this wouldn't have to be an insecurity of mine, that I'd never have to think about it, because I don't want to think about it. You know, I have been to therapy, because I'm a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That was so stupid. But yeah, I have been to therapy. I went for 4 years, and I went back this year for a little bit, and I really should go back, because I do actually find it useful to regulate myself. And I was speaking to my therapist about self-harm, and he put it in a very different light for me, that it wasn't necessarily a thing of shame, but it's of regulation, that I need to find a better way to regulate, which is true, but that it's not evil, and that I'm not evil, and that it's not the end of the world, even though sometimes it feels like it is. And that I shouldn't be ashamed of it, but I do feel ashamed of it a lot, and I hide it, and I probably will hide it as long as I can. God, I wish my brain was different. I wish that it was wired normally, and that I never started on this path. I wish I could go back in time and tell my 12-year-old self that it'd be okay, but don't hurt yourself. Don't start. Because one day you're gonna be 20. You won't be able to stop. And I don't want to be 30 or 40 and still dealing with this, but I feel like I can't escape my brain. And that's just something I have to carry. It's another insecurity of mine. It's scary being so honest on the internet. Being so honest and vulnerable, knowing that anybody could watch this, that anyone might see it. But I keep wanting to make these videos in the hopes that someone will see it, and that they'll connect with what I feel, and that maybe just for a second they won't feel so alone. because you're not. And if you're not alone, then I'm not alone. And it sometimes, or maybe often, feels like my brain's just wired wrong, that there's something quite intrinsically wrong. But maybe it's not wrong, maybe it's just different. You know, different's not that bad, right? Different's out there too. See, this is what I mean. That I'm both a weirdly secure and insecure person. That I don't mind walking into a room and being the most stared at for what I can control, for my outfit, for my hair. But I'm also terrified of being seen for what I can't control, which is myself, who I am. Wow. I don't know how this video is almost 17 minutes. I think I might have disassociated partway through. But if you watch this, I'm sorry, actually. This is just me crashing out. But I hope that you can take comfort in knowing that there is someone out there who shows a very confident mask, but in reality is honestly quite wildly insecure. That you can be multiple things at once. You can be very multifaceted. You can be bright and bubbly and shiny and friendly and nice and confident and popular sometimes. I don't know how the fuck, but popular sometimes, and go to parties and make friends, and you can be a good person and feel like the worst person in the world. And that everyone is just pretending. People are really good at pretending. So, don't worry if you're struggling. Please don't worry. It'll be fine. It'll all be okay. It'll all be okay in the end. Because it has to be. There's literally no other choice. It has to be okay. Anyways, I'm pretty sure this is the longest video I've ever done. I don't know how. I actually feel like I've been speaking for 5 minutes and it's been nearly 20, and I think I probably must have disassociated partway through this, because what the fuck? Like, actually, what the fuck? Anyways, I should stop talking before I end up making a 20-minute video, because that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Should I keep talking so that it's 20 minutes? Nah. I'll save that for another video. Maybe. Okay. Thanks for sticking around. Yeah. Thanks for sticking around. And hey, maybe I'll see you in the next video. Or not. Lose me to the algorithm. Find me again someday. Or don't. It's been Maury Sky, signing out. Bye.